वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः।
अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः।
अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच
Up to the last shloka we have seen that Arjuna, he said, when the family is destroyed, the dharma, sanatana kula dharmaha, they also become subject to loss, they also get destroyed. Dharma gets destroyed, adharma increases. With the increase of adharma, women will not have protection and therefore they will be given to incorrupt ways, and therefore there will be confusion, mixture, confusion caused because of mixture of varna and ashrama, varna. There will be confusion. This Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam. Gunakarma Vibhagashah. Bhagavan Krishna himself says in the 4th chapter. He created the 4 varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Not to create division. Each varna meant for performing certain activities in the society so that the society remains in harmony. Now, because of this war, there will be confusion. There will be mixture among the varna and therefore Sankara, there will be confusion. Because of this confusion, what will happen? The family will be subject to Naraka, the world of pain. People will not follow their dharma, and therefore, because they don't follow dharma, they will be Sankaro Naraka Yeva. They will go to Naraka Loka. Not only that, their ancestors also will be deprived of Shraddhadi karma, and they also suffer. So, therefore, this Jati Dharma, Kula Dharma, everything gets destroyed. And therefore, he says that Narakam is Naraka Loka, the place of pain, the place where the Jiva goes after death. And that place, which is a place of pain, Naraka. Opposite to that is a Swarga, a place of pleasure. So, he says, we all will go to Naraka. Why? Because we have destroyed the family, dharma of the family. We have destroyed dharma. In the name of protecting the dharma, we have destroyed the dharma. Therefore, we all will go to Naraka. Further, he says, read shloka number 45. Therefore, he lamented. All these are lamentation. Argumentation or lamentation. In fact, it is lamentation. Argumentation only when Krishna says something. Here, Krishna doesn't open his mouth. He just simply listens. Because he did not Arjuna did not ask for any guidance, any solution. Therefore, lamentation. And also, Arjuna assumes that Krishna would ask something. Therefore, he himself says as a response to that, and therefore argues, argumentation. But anyway, it is lamentation. Therefore, he lamented. Let us read Shloka number 45. Aho bhatamahat papam
अहो पथमहत् पापम्
kartum vyavasita vayam
कर्तुं व्यवसिता वयम्
yadrajya sukhalobhena
यत्र सुखलोभेन
antum स्वजनमुद्यताः.
हन्तुं स्वजनमुद्यताः.
Suddenly, as though he got enlightened, what a crime we are about to commit. How is that we have decided and came to the battle to kill our own people? He says, how we have come here. And now we are about to commit great papam. We are about to commit a great papam. Because of what? Because of greed. Because of greed. Lobha. Lobha for the kingdom and the pleasures of the kingdom. Arjuna forgot that they they had to they had to they had to come to the battle after negotiation only. In spite of negotiation, when Pandavas sent Krishna as a negotiator, a diplomat, when Duryodhana denied that, saying that they would not give even a needle point of land, after so many negotiations, when Duryodhana denied, then only war was decided. And having come to the war, and also the purpose of war is to establish dharma, not for it is not for not propelled by the greed, and not for the pleasures of the kingdom, not for the kingdom, neither for the pleasures which the kingdom offers. That is not the motive with which the Pandavas have come to the battle. But here Arjuna says, because of greed for the Rajyam, the kingdom, and the pleasures of the kingdom, Sukha, we have determined, we are committed, we have come committed to kill our own people, Swajanam. What a great papam we are about to commit. See, his whole whole approach towards the battle self is changed. He forgot that he had come to the battle to establish dharma, to re-establish dharma. Because Arjuna, he was not in this sense, not able to think rationally. For the time being, he was shaken by the kripa, paraya kripaya, para kripa, compassion. If the opponent had been not his family members, not his guru, then Arjuna would not have said this. Then the Kshatriya in Arjuna would have come to manifestation and destroyed the enemies. But here, the opponents, they had to be his own kith and kin, gurus and elders, the most respected Bhishma Acharya. Therefore, his attitude completely changed. He says, Aho is exclamation. Aho Bata, fire upon us. Rajya Sukha Lobhena. Rajya Sukha. Rajyam kingdom. Sukha is pleasure. So Rajya Sukham is kingdom and the pleasures of the kingdom. Kingdom and the pleasures of the kingdom. Just a minute. Samhita. Rajya and Rajya Sukha. Lobha is a greed. Greed for the kingdom and the pleasures the kingdom offers. Hantum, to kill. Udyataha. We have come, we have attempted, we are ready. Vayam antum udyataha. Mahat papam kartu. Magat papam kartum devasitaha. Great papam we are about to commit. Kartum devasitaha, we are ready to commit, we are determined to commit. Fight upon us, ready to fight. We are determined to commit the great papam of destroying our own people due to greed for the kingdom and its pleasures. Up till up until this verse, Arjuna's lamentation focused on what he was about to do. Here, however, although the first arrow had yet to be shot, we see that Arjuna was bothered by all these people having come to fight. He asked himself, what were we thinking of when we collected all these armies to declare war and to come to Kurukshetra? What happened to that thinking, that Viveka that I now have? What a contrary, what a contrast Arjuna has. He says, what is Viveka? He says, this is Viveka. What Viveka? That Viveka of, that Viveka of, the Viveka that killing our own people. It's a papa. That is Viveka. So having realized killing our own people is adharma, therefore we should refrain from that Viveka. That is the Viveka he is talking about. That is not the Viveka real. That it is aviveka. Viveka is dharma at any cost has to be re-established. Even even if it even if the war had to be fought with the opponents who happen to be your kith and kin, even then the war had to be fought and the dharma has to be re-established. That is Viveka. Dharma, adharma Viveka. But here, what he says, Viveka is not really Viveka. It is because of Aviveka only, he refrains from fighting with his own people. Aviveka, why? Because his mind was overpowered by compassion. When the mind is not, when the mind is not with him, when the mind is under the control of compassion, where the Viveka would be. A compassion is this not the compassion which a human being has compassion for the other jivas, not that compassion. Karuna. Here that's not that karuna. Yet compassion is our own people, my own people. He doesn't want to see my own people getting destroyed. That compassion. Attachment, in fact. This compassion is because of attachment. Compassion as such is a great quality. You have compassion for the beings of the world. Therefore, you offer your service, selfless service. Dayananda, man of compassion. That is a great quality which requires to be cultivated. But here, it is not that compassion. Here, it is compassion born of attachment. There's a difference. Compassion born of attachment and compassion born of discrimination. Compassion born of indiscrimination, compassion born of discrimination. The sages and saints and sannyasis, they have compassion that is born of discrimination. And here Arjuna's compassion is born because of indiscrimination. And he says that indiscrimination is discrimination. Quite opposite. What happened to that thinking, that Viveka that I now have? He says the Viveka, yes, Viveka. It's very strange. This is how the person thinks when he is not in his sense. He thinks the adharma to be dharma. Taking adharma to be dharma is a thinking of aviveka buddhi. Looking upon the dharma, adharma as adharma, and separating them and understanding, that is viveka buddhi. And here Arjuna has viveka buddhi or aviveka buddhi. Yes, but aviveka buddhi. And he says that is viveka. So therefore quite opposite. And where was it? It's asking where was viveka? In fact, it is not viveka, it is aviveka. Where was it? Suddenly he discovers this viveka and asking where was it? Because it was not there, We are here in the battlefield right now. This Viveka is not there before, and it has come now. Krishna silently watching. Okay, you please let out whatever you want to say. Finally, you will make Arjuna think, Arjuna understand what is Viveka. He also will teach not only Atmanatma Viveka, that is the teaching of the Gita, he also will teach Dharma Viveka, what is to be done and what should not be done, do's and don'ts. Why didn't I figure this all out before? Fire upon us. Because he was a Viveki before. Now he has become a Viveki. This Aviveka because of compassion. So therefore, why didn't I figure this all out before? Fire upon us. What kind of papa caused us to decide to come here? Determined to commit this great universal sin, the destruction of dharma. Here one thing is that he says, what kind of papa caused us to decide to come here and determined to commit this great universal papa, the destruction of dharma? It cannot be. This shows the the wrong thinking of Arjuna. Why? Because Krishna is on the side of Pandava. Krishna will join the side where dharma is. Krishna will never take the side of adharma. So, how can Krishna join with the people who follows adharma? How even in dream we can think of Krishna joining with Duryodhana, who is adharmika. That is why at the end of the Gita, 18th chapter, last shloka, this Sanjaya says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha, Tatra Shirvijayo Bhutihi, Nitir Matir Mama. Where Krishna is, Yogeshwara Krishna is, and where Arjuna is, who has the Gandiva, there will be the victory. There will be Bhuti, all the riches, and the Dharma will be there. See, Sanjaya he praises where Krishna is, where Arjuna is, and both are there. Both are both are on one side. Therefore, they are on the side of Dharma. And also in the fourth chapter, it said, Yada yada hi dharmasya, glanir bhavati bharata, abhyuthanam. It says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanihi bhavati, adharmasya, that is, dharma declines. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Dharmasya glanihi. When dharma declines, abhyuthanam adharmasya abhyuthanam. When adharma increases, tada atmanam sujamyaham iti Krishna says. When dharma declines and adharma increases, then I create myself for the protection of dharmis, and for the destruction of other enemies. So, therefore, the avatar here, the avatara of Krishna, the avatara, the Bhagavan who has come in the form of Krishna, how can even in dream we can think of joining the side of adharma? And here Arjuna says, what kind of papa we are about to commit? How can Krishna join the side which will commit papa? It cannot be. Therefore, that shows Arjuna's thinking is completely stultified thinking. It is completely confused thinking. That is why lamentation. Running away with his own train of thought, Arjuna now had to come to this conclusion. Yes, he had a series of the wrong thinking. Even in the thinking, there is a logical wrong thinking. There is a logic there is a continuity, the train of thought in this thinking. Yet come to conclusion, there is a wrong conclusion. Conclusion born of thinking, and thinking is wrong thinking, completely wrong. But there is a sequence. There is a logic. Lobha is greed or longing. Lobha. When you have a kingdom, Rajya, you have all the pleasures that go with it. The best music, dancers, poets who praise you daily, a lot of titles and salutations, all of which boost your ego. This is what is meant by a power trip. For a mortal, this power is very enticing. Is it not greed for the kingdom and pleasures that has made us come with our stockpiles of weapons, prepared to fight and kill our own people? Arjuna mused. Since they would be destroying their own people, Arjuna became ill at the very thought that they could ever have considered doing such a thing. Therefore, he said, Papa number 46, let us read. Yadi mama pratikaram
यदि मामप्रतीकारम्
ashastram shastrapanayah
अशस्त्रं शस्त्रपाणयः
dhartarashtrarane hanyuhu
धार्तराष्ट्रारणे हन्युः
तन्मे क्षेमतरं भवेत्.
तन्मे क्षेमतरं भवेत्.
Here he is giving a suggestion or a supposition that it would be better what if the Duryodhana and his army, if they kill me, that would be nice. If they with a weapon in their hand kill me, that I'm not going to take the weapon in my hand because I've decided not to fight and I'm not going to retaliate also. Therefore, it would be better they kill me. So I think for the protection of dharma, let me give up my life. What a great idea. This is what he says, yes. Yadi, if apratikaram, not retaliating. Pratikaram, retaliation. Apratikaram, not retaliating. Ashastram, ashastram, shastram, weapon. Ashastram, not weapon. It means not armed with weapon. No weapon. So I, who is not going to retaliate, not going to carry weapon, let me be killed by the Dhartarashtras, the sons of Dhritarashtra, Shastrapanaya. They are having weapon in their hands. So with the weapon in the hands, let them kill me in the rane, in the battle. Anyuhu, it would be better. Bhavet, anyuhu kshemataram bhavet, it would be better. If Dhartarashtraha rane, anyuhu kshemataram bhavet, me anyuhu, tatu me kshemataram bhavet, that would be better for me. Mam anyuhu, if they kill me, mam anyuhu Dhartarashtraha rane, tatu me kshemataram bhavet, that would be better for me. It will be better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra with weapon in hand were to kill me, who is unarmed and doesn't retaliate. Krishna must have looked at Arjuna in wonderment. He had been going on, and now he was telling him that if they give up the fight, they may all be killed, but he did not care. Arjuna was determined not to fight back. Therefore, only he says, unarmed, ashastram, apratikaram iti. However, this kind of thinking was not shared by those in the other camp. Other camp is Dhartarashtra, Duryodhana. It was only in Arjuna's mind. Therefore, if Arjuna was not going to fight, either he would have to run away from the battlefield or stand there unarmed and be killed. So only two possibilities. Either he has to run away from the battlefield, people will mock at him, or not wanting to run away, he has to drop his weapon and get killed because they are not going to leave. These Dhartarashtras are not going to give the Pandavas. So he said that would be better. Let them kill me. See, let them kill me means not only they are going to kill Arjuna, they are going to kill all the Pandavas and the whole army which have taken the sides of Pandavas. So what a destruction would be. And those people are having placed their trust in Arjuna and the Pandavas, they have come to the battle. What will happen to all of them? They all will be killed because of Arjuna. So it is a completely a disastrous thinking. Arjuna would be unarmed, but not disarmed. He would have voluntarily given up all his arms. That's important. Moreover, he thought that it was better if he were to be killed. Let it be for my good, he said. Myself not being killed, but destroying all these people would definitely not be for my good. I'm not going to win. I'm going to suffer from the pains that I caused by destroying all these people. It will always haunt me, even if I am killed in the process. Alive, I'm going to be haunted, and dead, I will haunt this battlefield where my arrows destroyed by own people. That is even worse, said Arjuna. That is understood. If I kill these people, I would not be happy. So, if I am dead, alive, I'm going to be haunted, and dead, and dead. That is, even if I fight this battle, then also I'm dead only because I have killed all these people. So I am even though alive and dead only. So let me be killed by these people. Let me be killed by these people. That is better. So which is better among between the two? So myself not being killed but destroying all these people, that would not be good. I'm not going to. This is I'm not going to win. I'm going to suffer from the pains that I caused by destroying all these people. That will haunt me, even if I am killed in the process. So therefore, he says, so let us not fight. So anyway, there will be pain. If I am alive, having won the war, I would not be enjoying. That would be pain. If I am killed, at least I will not have the papam. I will not enjoy the papam of destroying these people. Even though I would become responsible for the killing of these people, these who have taken my sides, but still, he says that is better. So, in spite of being alive and feeling repented, better let Duryodhana kill me. That is better. So, between the better and worst, he chose the better. All these are aviveka born thinking. So, therefore, he decided ashastram, not decided to fight. That word shows ashastram, unarmed, not disarmed. I'm going to throw the weapon. I'm not going to fight. That's what unarmed, ashastram. So therefore, his conclusion is indirectly ashastram. I'm not going to fight. Having decided not to fight, now Arjuna he concluded that being killed would be better. Between the better and the worst, being killed would be better. What Arjuna then did was recounted to Dhritarashtra by Sanjaya the last verse of this chapter. So up to this, Arjuna spoke are the words of Arjuna. Then the last shloka of this chapter, 47th shloka, where Sanjaya speaks. So all these are the narrations as spoken by Arjuna, narrated to Dhritarashtra by Sanjaya. Therefore, Sanjaya back again. Last shloka, 47th shloka, we will read. Sanjaya uvacha
Sanjaya Uvacha
evamuktvarjuna sankhye
Eva Muktvarjuna Sankhe
tatopasta upavishat
Prathobhastha Uphavishat
visrajya sasharam chapam
Visrujya Sasharam Chapam
shokasambignamanasah.
Shoka Sambigna Manasaha.
So Sanjaya said, what did he say? Evam Muktva, having thus said, Arjunaha, what he did, Sankhya in the battle, Upavishat, Lang Lakara, Avivishdatu, Vishtavan under Visa, Upavishtavan, Upavishat, he sat down where in the Rathopaste on the seat of the chariot. He sat down, Visrajya having thrown what? Sasharam Shara. Sasharam Chapam. Shara is arrow. Chapa is bow and the arrow, Gandiva. Having thrown that, completely immersed in dukkha, shoka sambigdha manasaha, the mind completely overwhelmed by shoka, dukkha, he sat down on the seat of the Ratha chariot. Iti Arjuna says to Dhritarashtra. Sorry, iti Sanjaya says this to Dhritarashtra. This is the first chapter. Even the whole Gita is the main speaker is Sanjaya. Sanjaya narrates the whole thing to Dhritarashtra. Within that only Arjuna Uvacha, Bhagavan Uvacha, etc. So the first chapter concluded with the Sanjaya Uvacha. Therefore, Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, having spoken in this manner, in the middle of the battlefield, putting aside his bow and arrows, Sasharam and Chapam, his mind completely overcome by sorrow, Shoka Sambigdha Manasaha, Arjuna sat down in the seat of the chariot. Because Sanjaya was narrating the whole dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna to Dhritarashtra. Therefore, the entire Gita is actually in the form of a narration by Sanjaya, although it was really Vyasa who was speaking. Vyasa, the author. Vyasa presents through the mouth of Sanjaya. And Sanjaya presents the dialogue of Krishna and Arjuna. And there is a particular style involved here, which we need to be aware of. Quotations or quotations within quotations. So like that. Then Mahabharata is like that. Quotations or within quotations, within quotation, within quotation, within quotation. Story inside the story, inside the story. So therefore, the main speakers, who are the main speakers and who are the next speakers, sub-speakers, sub-speakers, we have to remember. So that is important. Throughout the Gita, we have to remember that Sanjaya was describing what happened on the battlefield to Dhritarashtra. Having Sanjaya, Sanjaya first quoted for Arjuna, and then in this verse, Vyasa reminds his reader that Sanjaya was talking to Dhritarashtra. Because we have been listening to the lamentation of Arjuna. So the last verse he says, these are the lamentations of Arjuna, thus presented by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra as it was. Arjuna had been standing in his chariot in order to see all the people with whom he was to fight. Finding his own people on all sides, he concluded that it would be better for him to be killed. Having thus spoken to Krishna, Arjuna sat down in his chariot, which was in the middle of the battlefield, right between the two armies. This verse also provides a few more details concerning Arjuna's condition, the last shloka. Putting his bow and arrows aside, Arjuna sat back, his mind completely overwhelmed by sorrow. He felt sadness, shoka. That's why his first chapter is Arjuna Vishada, Arjuna Dukkha, Shoka. He felt sadness because the situation was so bad that he had to come to fight with his own people was not a happy thought. Although he was sad, Arjuna did not run away from the battlefield. That is, he did not run away. The point to be noted, he did not run away because something inside told him that perhaps there was some defect, some fallacy in his thinking. In spite of aviveka, some viveka was there. That is why he did not run away. Had he run away, then we can conclude Arjuna was completely avivek, but he did not run away. That is why, in spite of wrong thinking, aviveka, he had some viveka to think that there was some defect, some fallacy in my thinking. He was a man of dharma. He had been well brought up, and his present thoughts were all colored by his vision. There was some truth in his argument, but at the same time, dharma was involved. So therefore, that's why this is a dharma sankata. Truth is there, some truth is there. At the same time, dharma is involved. Therefore, there's a fight between the two. So which side you take depends on your clarity, your viveka. Therefore, here, hence it was not easy to resolve the issues involved without the help of others. And that too here, Krishna definitely requires the help of Krishna. Arjuna definitely requires of Krishna. And Arjuna and Krishna had been waiting for that. Only when Arjuna asked for the help, he would give. Otherwise, no. So, for Krishna, waiting for Arjuna to ask for help. Arjuna not yet asked for help in the form of the teaching, in the form of asking his suggestions, asking him to clarify. So, Arjuna was a person who was supposed to take care of law and order. He had a job to do, one that was mandated by the Shastra, by the society, by the crown, and for that reason, he did not run away from the battlefield. He could have set out for the Himalayas, the distance from Kurukshetra not being much. It would therefore have been very easy for him to go. However, he did not run away because he knew that there was some problem with his thinking. Instead, he sat there in the chariot in the middle of the battlefield so that Krishna could talk to him. So that shows some viveka. In spite of aviveka, some viveka, something, something from inside. Told Arjuna, there's something wrong in your thinking. So don't run away now. So the confirmation. See, once the buddhi confirms, then Arjuna would have taken the decision to run away from the battlefield. If Arjuna had got if the thinking of Arjuna had been sanctioned by the buddhi, then Arjuna would have run away from the battlefield. But the thinking of the mind of Arjuna not been sanctioned by the buddhi is supposed to be the seat of Viveka. Now, because colored by these thoughts, it seems to lose his Viveka for time being. At the same time, some Viveka is there that made Arjuna continue to stand in the battle, sat in the chariot in the battle, midst of the battle. So therefore, it is some sense pervaded Arjuna. He sometimes tells someone that we don't want to do something, but still we listen to others other person's point of view. Why? Because we have a doubt about what we want or don't want. Otherwise, we would not be available for discussion. That Arjuna sat there indicates that something was telling him there was a fallacy in his thinking. That he stood to be corrected. So Arjuna was ready for it. Thus, the first chapter of the Gita ends, and all the chapters you will find the Gita, the Adhyaya, each and every Adhyaya ending with these words. What are the words? That words maybe would have added later, not in the original. The name of the chapter and the dialogue between whom and whom, and the name of the chapter as well as what chapter is first or second, the number. Let us read. This you will find at the end of every chapter. Om Tat Sat.
Om Tat Sat.
Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su
Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su
Upanishadsu
Upanishadsu
Brahma Vidyayam
Brahma Vidyaya
Yoga Shastre
Yoga Shastre
Shri Krishna Arjuna Sambhade
Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade
Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Pratamodhyayah.
Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Pratamodhyayah.
This last line is important to be discussed. Certain important things are there which are to be discussed. Pratamodhyayah, we know first chapter. Similarly, Dvitiyaha Adhyayah, Tritiyodhyayah, Chaturtodhyayah, Panchamodhyayah up to 18th chapter. Then Arjuna Vishada Yoga, that is the name of the chapter. The Bhagavad Gita, Upanishadsu, the word has to be discussed. And it is Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastra, and that is in the form of dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. So, up to Krishna Arjuna Sambhade, it is common for all the chapters. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Sambhade. Up to that, it is common for all the chapters. Then, corresponding to the chapter, the name and the number changes. So therefore, if we discuss this one time, it stands discussed for all the chapters. Only the name of the chapter have to be discussed. So therefore, this we have to discuss. That discussion we will do. And here Swamiji had done that. Therefore, it's a long one, little longer one. We will do that in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnamudachyate
Purnasya
Purnasya
Purnamadhaya
Purnamadaya
Purnamevavashishyate
Purnamevavashishyate
Om
Om
Shanti Shanti
Shanti
Shanti Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi
Hari Om
Om Dhanyavadaha